Yo, what's up? Bringing you that MLB Show 18. So we're going to be jumping into a franchise with the New York Yankees. It was too hard to pass up on Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge. The fun that we can have with those two across this season should be pretty good. So this is not maybe a typical franchise that we're going to be doing. We're going to actually play all 162 games and upload all 162 games. We'll see our progress across the whole season, and hopefully we can have a pretty big season with this team. It is a pretty nice team. We have a lot of good players on this team, so we might have some minimal roster changes, but we'll see how we do across this season, and we'll make the changes that we see fit for this team depending on how we're playing with certain players. We do have the OSFM roster, so we will be able to bring up some prospects in the organization, and we definitely will do that throughout this season. The other thing is, we are trying to win the World Series. You know, that's the ultimate goal, especially in a one-season franchise that we're going to be doing. We also want to try winning some awards, the MVP, the Cy Young, you know, to name a few. That's what we're trying to do. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll go for the win record of 116, but we're going to be playing on a pretty high difficult. I think we're going to start off on Hall of Fame and then maybe move on to Legend depending on how we end up doing at the start of this season. But we're definitely going to try to make this difficult on ourselves. We don't want it to be easy because we kind of want to struggle. If we struggle, then we're forced to make changes, and we kind of want to do that. We don't want it to be an easy season where we just steamroll against the competition. We want to be forced to make maybe the difficult choices throughout a season that we might have to encounter and make necessary changes to actually make this team better for us as we progress throughout the season and hopefully make it to the playoffs and win the World Series. But we're going to try to keep everything realistic. You're not going to see me go out and trade a few scrubs for Bryce Harper. We're not going to do crazy stuff like that, but we will try to maybe trade players that we don't need or maybe younger talent that we feel necessary, that we feel can fit this team, or just different type of role players that we feel like could be better for this team. So that is the goal for this franchise. We're going to be playing all 162 games, and hopefully at the end, we win the World Series. So let's start this up. So getting into this, we don't really have to do any of this stuff. I think this is pretty much set for what we want to do. And then coaching task, we want everything manual. Player development, I think we'll have auto manage because we're not really going to be scouting. Can I see what the options are here? We'll put everything to manual right now. We'll put everything to manual right now and then change this as we go. So here we have our opening day roster. Giancarlo Stanton is our best overall player. Great power hitter. Probably one of the main reasons we ended up being the Yankees is for that dynamic duo of Stanton and Judge. Now, the two of those combined, the ideal situation, and this might be a bit extreme, is to hit 110 home runs combined. That is our ultimate goal. I'll be happy if they get 40 home runs each, because that's still going to be pretty difficult. But Stanton should be a great addition to the team. The MVP from the National League last year. Our closing pitcher, Aroldis Chapman. We're hoping for shutout 9th innings. That's all we want from him, is to close out games and have no blown saves throughout this season. At catcher, we have Gary Sanchez. Not the best defensively, but a great hitting catcher. So hoping for a big season from him. The second part of our dynamic duo is Judge, another great power hitter, looking to continue from that rookie season and have another big season. 40-50 home runs is what we're looking for. We have our ace in Luis Severino. Honestly, we want a Cy Young caliber season. Top 3 is our goal, to be a candidate for Cy Young. And going back to Judge and Stanton, we want MVP caliber seasons. If they can hit 40-50 home runs, they better be in the contention for MVP. Now going a little to our bullpen, we have David Robertson, Chad Green, Tommy Kahnle, and Dellin Betances. All 4 of those guys, they need to have big seasons. The bullpen has to be strong throughout the season. We need lights out innings. We can't be giving up leads. And as long as those 4 guys right there can do it, which are probably our 4 best bullpen options, we should have a pretty good season. As long as they don't make crazy mistakes, blow crazy leads, they will stay on the team throughout the season. But if we end up struggling with any one of those people, they will be put on the trading block. And then our second option at starting pitcher is Masahiro Tanaka. We just want a great season from all our starting pitchers, but Tanaka needs to be solid as our second option. And 15 plus wins, you know, that would be pretty nice. 15 plus wins would be pretty nice. Our third option, Sonny Gray. We need a great season from him as our third option. If we make it to the playoffs, he's going to be in some pretty big games. So our top three options have to have really good seasons across the season in order for us to have a great year. So Gray should definitely be able to fill that role. Our fourth option is Jordan Montgomery, 25 years old. So our second youngest starting pitcher. We just need a serviceable year from him. That's all we really need, is for him to have a serviceable year. I'm fine if he has like a 500 record, but he just has to go out there and have some pretty solid games. Then at shortstop, we have Didi Gregorius, great fielder, pretty good hitter, and he will have a pretty big role in this lineup. And then we have Brett Gardner. So we do kind of have a logjam in the outfield. We do have 5 outfielders plus the DH. So we'll be able to manage that a little bit, but we will be platooning some of our players in the outfield so they get a good amount of playing time. But Gardner will not be our starting center fielder. He probably will be the DH and then platooning in certain games. Then we got Aaron Hicks. So he will be our starting center fielder to start off the season. One of our younger players, kind of, at 28 years old. And we just want a good season from him. He is a switch hitter, so he kind of has the benefit over Gardner and maybe Ellsbury as far as getting more playing time because he can bat on both sides of the plate. But Aaron Hicks hopefully can have a good season for us. And then at second base, we got Neil Walker. So he's going to be starting at second base for us. We do have some other young players in the roster that might be able to take some time from him. But as long as he has a good season, he is kind of a veteran on this team. He should get a good amount of playing time and stay the starting second baseman. And then back to our bullpen, we got Adam Warren, another solid relief pitcher. He's probably going to be like our long relief pitcher just in case our starting pitchers can't go the distance or can't pitch deep into games. Adam Warren will probably fill in that role. So as long as he can control himself and have a pretty good season in the bullpen, he should have a nice season for us. Then our last starting pitcher is CC Sabathia, our veteran in the rotation, 37 years old. His career might be winding down, so we're just hoping for a serviceable season for him. As long as he can do well in the 5th slot, then he will stay the starting pitcher. If he does struggle, we will move him to the bullpen and maybe look into acquiring another starting pitcher for the remainder of the season. But that's hearsay. As long as he can do pretty good as a starting pitcher, he will be our 5th starting pitcher. Then in center field, we got Jacoby Ellsbury. So part of that logjam, 34 years old, kind of has been dealing with a lot of injuries lately. But we're going to platoon him. He's going to get some playing time, mainly versus righties, and we'll just see how he goes. This goes with all the outfielders, minus Judge and Stanton. But whoever plays the best is going to get the most playing time. So if one of these guys ends up playing better than the rest, they will get the most opportunities throughout the season. If they do tend to struggle, we will look to trade one of them, and Ellsbury is definitely an option to trade. At third base, we got Brandon Drury, a young player. Just looking to have a good season from him. And then our last player in the bullpen, I believe, is Jonathan Holder. Just hoping for some solid performances from him. He is young, and we just need him to go out and get some quick innings done. That's pretty much it. He might get the least amount of opportunities to start off the season because we have some better arms out there. But if he can hold himself throughout this season, then he will get a good amount of opportunities. Then at first base, we have Greg Bird, young player, good potential, good power hitter. Bearing any injuries, I don't even know if I have injuries on, he should have a pretty good season. We need a breakout season from him because he's definitely going to be a big part of this team. So Greg Bird is one of our players we are looking most forward to in having kind of a breakout season. Then at second base, we have Glaber Torres, one of our best prospects in the organization, 21 years old, A+ potential. Maybe not A+, but A potential. He's going to get a good amount of playing time. He might serve as our backup second baseman for Neil Walker. Maybe we'll play shortstop or third base, but he will get a good amount of playing time throughout this season. We're definitely going to be using him. Then at catcher, we have Austin Romine, going to serve up as our backup to Gary Sanchez because he's definitely going to need some rest throughout the season. At third base, we have another young prospect in Miguel Andujar, 23 years old, B potential, not bad overall. And we're just hoping for him and Torres. I mean, I guess we can't really develop them because it's going to be a one-season thing. But throughout this season, those two, we just want good years from them. Solid years from them in the time that they play. And I think they will be able to do that So that is our MLB roster for the start of the season, and we're just hoping to start this season off pretty good. But opening day is tomorrow versus the Blue Jays. We have Luis Severino versus Marcus Stroman. Should be a great matchup, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.